Hey, Jeremy with Bondbyte Inc. and BasicBMS here again with another video. I want to talk to you a little bit about setting up your company. So the first thing, we'll get the whole site set up and everything. We'll get it running in a place that works for you. But then you kind of got to go in and set up your company, and we're here to help with that. But a lot of folks like to just see a little review before we get there. So what we're going to do is go to configuration and company, and we can see our company here, Acme Solutions. In your case, depending on when you onboarded with our product, you may have got Acme Solutions and you just started working from there, or you may have entered into using our product through the wizard that helps you get everything set up from the start. I'll have a different video on using the wizard, but let's just assume you just get a drop of our demo database, and then we're going to extend that into working for you as a customer. So you're going to go to configuration, you're going to go to company, and you can see our company here, and we're going to go to profile. So this is the basic information of your company, and you're just kind of want to work your way through here and change this information. This is your company name and the full legal company name. You can give the company an alias, and we use it throughout the application to kind of just as short links back to the company. And then obviously you're going to want to enter in your TIN and possibly your tax rate. You don't necessarily have to. You can change your company icon. It only displays in very particular places. These fields here for PO path and proposal path, these are going away. We're actually starting to store all the documents in the database, so it makes it easier to back up and restore from maybe cloud to on-prem, or from environment to environment. And then you'll want to upload your company logo. Your company logo is going to be a fixed size of 360 by 400, or ask us, and we'll help you figure that out. And then these two fields here are your background color and your foreground color, and these are going to basically are going to affect this bar up here. And then you can go through, as you can see over here, and you can start setting up all of your general ledger defaults if you've decided to go with the accounting module. And then we have these property bags here. And so this property bag is where we collect our state ID and our federal ID, and then our general ledger default code and whether or not that customer is active. And then you can see here we've used the same components. So again, these are used in the customers, employees throughout the entire application. And so you can see we've entered the address here, and we can enter additional addresses if needed. And then we have the phone field as well as the contacts field. So if you would go through that, that'll get the basic setup of your company site. Now, if you need additional chart of accounts, you can come over here and set up additional chart of account information. These are just some real basic ones that I use for my business. I didn't really want to go through the process of setting them all up because chart of accounts is pretty unique to each business. The next thing we'll talk about here is the drop downs. So these are all the drop downs specific to Acme Solutions. And as you can see here, there's like the payment type drop down. So if you needed a fourth payment type, you would come here and you could add a new payment type, and we'll call it a test payment type. And so we'll go ahead and save that. So now that drop down, wherever this is used in the application, you'll have a fourth option in there called test, and we can move these things up and down as needed. And for now, we'll just go ahead and hide that so it doesn't show up. And so these will be where all of your different drop-down stuff is stored, right? So if you need to extend these or make them longer or add more values to it, we can do that here. And then moving on down, we have text templates, and we won't talk too much about distribution groups now, but we'll talk more about text templates. Text templates are a way where we can create reusable chunks of text that we can pull into quotes. And in another video, we talked about customizing quotes, and we can customize a quote, but then let's say you have 10 different quote styles, right? That list becomes very long of what type of quote you want to create. It may make more sense to just use text templates and bring in that specific verbiage or text when we need it. This also works really good for just creating documents. So, we've talked a lot about customers and quotes and sales orders and invoices. There's a whole component to this where we do nothing but curate documents, where you can have these canned sections of text, and you can kind of put them together into documents, and those documents can relate to customers. We use this for Service agreements. We use this for housing contracts and lease agreements and things like that, right? So really pretty versatile there. And then the last thing really is this settings piece, which is kind of new. We just started setting this up, but this moves like all of the customer numbering and employee numbering into one place. So if this needs to be changed for whatever reason, we can just jump right in here and we can change this. Again, it's company specific, and helps you set this up so you get a business experience that is tailored to the type of business that you do. So again, just another video on customizing basic BMS. Like, subscribe, and follow on YouTube.